20% increase. I always wanted a thing called tuna sashimi. 3, 2, 1.
Well, Tunia back again. That was the intro to Caladrius Blaze on the PS3. This is another Japanese shoot 'em up. As you may know, I love shmups. I also love Japanese games. Just don't know something about them. Just Western games don't have the same sort of charm in lots of ways. But anyway, this is a vertical scrolling shoot 'em up. I'll start it up. What I'd say about this game is that when you first play it, it's a bit overwhelming. It's got a lot of characters, it's got a lot of weapons, it basically uses a hell of a lot of buttons as well. It uses 6 buttons for a shmup, which is, there's not many that do that. You know, Raiden Silvergun on the Saturn did, and the arcade, but this one uses 6 buttons. So when you first play it, you can easily sort of go over thinking, oh, that's not very good, dismiss it for being not a great game. I picked this up off of my mate because he was getting rid of it. And at first I sort of liked it, but I was a bit disappointed, and I didn't think it was that great. But the more I'm getting into it, the more I'm appreciating it, and actually starting to really like this game. Like I said, you know, at first with a lot of the characters, it's very hard to pick out who you like on this game, and it's very hard to pick because each one's got different weapons, and you know, it's just very hard to do a hell of a lot of buttons. So what I've done is I'm using this on a joystick, and I've set all the buttons up to every 5 button on the joystick. Pretty much the same setup as in the Japanese arcades for this. So I'll try to explain the modes. This is the original Caladrius mode, which was on the Xbox 360. It has a few differences with scoring and player mechanics and stuff. This is the mode that's released into the Japanese arcades, which has a lot of differences as well, and a few upgrades. And this is the mode that came out on the PS3, which basically uses everything from that mode and that mode together. So we'll start that one up. As you can see, I say when you kick it off as well, you can play 1 player, 2 player side, or you can play synchronizing together, or you can play dual mode. So pretty much you can control the same ships at the same time. As you can see, you can start off at, once you've beaten a level, you can start off at the next level, which is pretty cool. Difficulty, you got very hard normal. I've been playing it on normal so far. You've got no damage. I'm not exactly sure what that one does, but other than maybe not giving you damage, I've never tried it. And you've got demo mode. This game is full of Japanese hentai. You beat bosses and the girls basically get their clothes stripped off. Why this is in this game I don't really know. It doesn't add anything to the game, to be honest, so I normally turn it off. And it does sort of break up the flow of the game when it kicks in, but for this sort of review overview, I think I'll just leave it on just to show you what it's like. But what I'll do, I'll try and attempt to explain how the scoring works. I'm not entirely sure myself, but pretty much this is made by Moss, who are the people who did Raiden 3 and Raiden 4, which are class games. Right, like you see, you've got your characters. They've all got different firing. They've all got different weapons, and that's basically their normal firing. And you've got the Caladrius ship, which is supposed to be insanely easy with that ship, so I have never used it. I'm using her. What it is, you get 4 fire buttons, a bomb button, and a special weapon button. So let me adjust my brightness slightly, be here in a minute, so you can see what's going on. Yeah, so you got 4 buttons. You got your normal fire and you got your 3 magic attacks. All to do with scoring in this game is all to use in the magic attacks and getting your ratio up high. So we'll use her. Like I say, I'll run through these modes. You can have a look at them, see what you think. But to be honest, they don't do anything for the game at all. Like I said, at the moment I haven't managed to finish it. I've been trying to do it on 1 credit and get to the end of stage 4 on a good go if I'm lucky. I say that's a magic attack. You're better off using, your magic attacks wears out, so you've got to power it back up as well, so you've got to be a bit sparing in using it. But the more you use it, the more you get your ratio up. Like my ratio is on 1.98 at the moment. So the idea is to use these magic attacks as much as you can. These are like crystal towers. If you find them in the game and unlock them and collect them, they'll power your magic back up. There's quite a few in the levels. This little crystal that dropped there, if you collect, I think it's 7 or 8 of them, will give you an extra life. That's pretty much all they do. This game's got some tricky bullet patterns at times, but it's not too bad. Like I said, there's another one of these towers over here. There it is. You've got a shield as well, which is that. Doesn't protect you from all bullets though, so you've got to be careful. I found the higher you get your ratio up, it just gives you points. It doesn't actually... What it is, at the end of each level, you can actually power up your ship and power up your weapons, and it doesn't seem to give me any extra points to put on my ships. There's more on the ratio. So, but it does give you higher scoring, but you do have to survive the bosses. Bosses can be a bit tricky, so... So I'm just trying to learn the scoring mechanics on this game myself. Back then for bonuses as well. You've got to be careful at one point. I can't kill this garden completely before he flies off the screen. Flies loads of bullets at me, which is very hard to dodge sometimes. So you can use your shield, but it won't protect you from all shots. Each of the bosses, they've got like 3 stages to them. I think the best for this one is to stay about by here. So you've got a bomb if needs it. But I say, the more you use your special attacks, the higher your ratio, then you'll see that I get a hell of a points at the end. I don't know whether there's much more to the scoring than that, but you can get lots of bombs as well, but I'm not quite sure what the requirement is to keep stocking your bombs up. But it's quite a this kind of dark looking game. It's like possibly like a a horror shoot 'em up. It's quite a moody, dark looking game, and at first I wasn't. I was not that overly fussed on the graphic style on it, but it does grow on you. So what I mean about the screens, it doesn't really do anything for the game. So I got a nice bonus then because I kept the score multiplier. I say this game's got some nice music. It's like orchestra, sort of occasional guitar in. I got 3 chips to use it. I normally only get 2, so I'm not entirely sure how I got any extra ether chips there, to be honest. And ether chips is how you power up your weapons. But what I'll do is I shall... My number 1 button magic, very useful. So I haven't actually seen all through the game yet, but it is a nice game. I say if you've got a PS3, this is region free as well, unlike the Xbox 360 version, which isn't. But with this having the extra modes included, this is the ultimate version of the game basically. That'll teach me to try and all that bit, won't it? Seems to be a good way to learning where these little crystal towers are. They are quite important for boosting your weapons up. Trying to play this and think about what I'm talking about is proving difficult for some reason. There's another one of these towers there. I've got 6 bombs though, so I'll probably use quite a few of these on this guardian just to make sure I pass it. But it does play nice and tight, this game. Each of the characters do play a little bit different, but their weapons are completely different. And I say at first, it's very hard to work out anyone you actually like. So, that was a good start, wasn't it? Alright, so let's play it again. Yeah. I'd say this game is it's not super hard, but it's not easy, like, you know. It does take a little bit of effort to play it. Good though. Once you work out what character you like and you get used to their weapons, it was a good idea to use a bomb there. Here's another place I'm going to use a bomb. So, you know, it's the same as any other shmups. You could credit feed it if you wanted to, but I tend to just play one credit at a time and continue now, really, just to show you a few more levels. But one credit at a time is the way to play. I mean, you have to learn them in. So yeah, it's a game that seems to have a lot to it, you know. So when you first see it, you don't think so much, but with all the characters and all the weapons, I think there's quite a bit to this game. I just getting your head around using 6 buttons is a difficult one as well. At first, these are like a bonus stage. This is. You got to try and kill as many enemies you can in the waves. If you kill each wave, you get a bonus every time you kill the wave. Sometimes it can be a bit tricky to kill the waves. Ah, I missed 2 of them. See what I mean about the enemy stripping? No idea really what that does to make the game better, but yeah, I say I just found myself, the more and more I was playing this game and I started getting used to it, the more I was really liking it. Use a bomb here to get my bonus. Never 100%ed this bonus level. About, I think about 95 is my best. You can see this game, you know, all the backgrounds are in 3D, and the you know, and the ships are in 3D and all that. I think there's 5 levels, plus there's if you manage to complete them, there's a bonus level as well. So there is 6 altogether, as far as I know. I haven't credit fed this game yet to figure that out, but I don't really want to do that. I want to try and do 1 credit at a time. See, there is a requirement to get more ether chips, but I'm not entirely sure how you do that. I haven't quite worked that out yet. But yeah, I say, you know, the graphics in this game, you know, are pretty good, and for a shmup, you know, they're pretty decent. They're around about the, you know, the Raiden 4, Raiden 3 sort of mark, you know. Which you can't fault that. They're both excellent games as well, if you ever catch them. Plus Raiden 4 is region 3 on the PS3. It's actually on the PS3 store. And I think it's about 15 quid to buy. And it's well worth picking up, because it is very good. Use a bomb here because this bit can be a bit tricky. Ah, silly. Could use another bomb there really, just to dodge it. Quite tricky dodging the ships that come across with it. I say when I eventually do get this game down and get good at it, perhaps I'll do a replay of it. That's if I ever manage to do it on one credit. With those towers you unveil as well, you've got to get to them pretty quick because you don't get so much magic power back otherwise. This boss is really tricky to do. It's I haven't quite worked out his patterns yet, but I do struggle to do it. Lucky. Oh, it's the first time I've managed to dodge that fully. Happy with that. I'm going to do this, guys, to be honest, but no, I'm not. Right, let's go back. But normally on one credit I can get to this guy and I can't do him, but a bit of practice. I got to the end of the 4th on one credit twice now. As you can see with the top score, it was a pretty good run. Right, let's go back to the start. So we'll go back. So as you can see as well, you got you've got a boss rush mode which is blanked out. So I'm not sure if that's DLC or something. Don't think so. I think the DLC is like 8-bit music. You've got score attack, which is obviously just score attack. You've got a tutorial which will explain how it all works. You've got your leaderboards and everything. You've got your gallery, which basically in your it gives you profiles of the characters. You can play the voice and music, and you can play all the bloody pictures and stuff, you know, all the ones you unlock of the characters. And as you'll see now, so a lot of the hentai pictures are in bloody here. So it gives you that as well. Next one is the PlayStation Store, which takes you to the store, and it is one download pack, and you've got your usual options, you know, install the game, that type of thing. So you know that's pretty much about it with Caladrius. Like, you know, like I said, we'll go back on here just and we'll try no damage on, because I don't know what it does, and we'll do dual. Synchro, let's try synchro. But yeah, that's pretty much about it with Caladrius Blaze. Seems well worth picking up, I would say. So I picked 2 characters, and I think I end up using these characters at the same time. I definitely recommend playing the game with the intro bits turned off. It does make the game flow a lot nicer. Yeah, and controlling the two of them at the same time. Supposedly, when you play this game in dual, if you stay in this mode, you get a shield that stops bullets, like you can see, and it makes the game ridiculously easy. It's a bit weird doing the both characters, but I don't know, maybe you'll get used to it, I don't know. But yeah, join together and you can see all the bullets just can't hit me. Except for some of them can get through. So you can see like the different types of weapons these characters have actually got. Which does make the game quite a bit different. But anyway guys, that's Caladrius Blaze on the PS3. I think I definitely recommend picking this up. It came out in August last year. It can be had off PlayAsia at the moment for about 43 quid, I think it is. But you can get an Asian version for 29 and get that imported. It's probably never ever come out here. If you're into shmups, I definitely recommend give it a blast. It's a pretty nice looking game. Some of the backgrounds do seem a little bit bland, but they're quite cool. But like I said, difficult to get into it first because of the sheer amount of stuff going on. It's very hard to get your head around it. But once you do find a character you like and you start playing it, the game does become a lot better. Say with the scoring, with the magic powers, it makes this game quite interesting. And yeah, I think I definitely recommend it. So I would probably, if I was going to rate this out of 10 for shmups, I'd probably give her a good 8 out of 10. I think it's definitely worth picking up and really good fun to play. So anyway, Caladrius Blaze guys, I'll catch you in the next review or next video. See you later.